On a quiet summer evening in the small town of Millfield, a chilling discovery shattered the peace. A prominent local businessman was found dead in his home, the victim of an apparent homicide. But as investigators would soon learn, nothing about this case was as it seemed. What dark secrets lay hidden beneath the surface of this idyllic community? The victim was 52-year-old James Hartley, owner of the town's largest manufacturing plant. His body was discovered by his housekeeper on the morning of July 15, 2022. Hartley had been bludgeoned to death in his study, with signs of a violent struggle evident throughout the room. The murder weapon was nowhere to be found. As news of the killing spread, shock rippled through Millfield. Hartley was well known and generally well liked, despite his reputation as a shrewd businessman. Who could have wanted him dead, and why? Detective Sarah Chen was assigned to lead the investigation. Her team immediately began processing the crime scene, collecting fingerprints, DNA samples, and other trace evidence. They also conducted a thorough search of the property, looking for any signs of forced entry or other clues. One of the first pieces of evidence to emerge was security camera footage from Hartley's home. The cameras had captured a hooded figure approaching the house around 11 p.m. on the night of the murder. However, the image was too grainy to make out any identifying features. As forensics teams continued their work, detectives began interviewing Hartley's family, friends, and business associates. His ex-wife, Karen, claimed to have been at home alone on the night of the murder. Their adult children, Michael and Jessica, both lived out of state. But it was Hartley's business dealings that soon became the focus of the investigation. Detective Chen uncovered evidence that the victim had been involved in some questionable financial practices. Had someone from his professional life sought revenge? One name that kept coming up was that of Thomas Reeves, Hartley's former business partner. The two men had had a bitter falling out several years earlier, with Reeves accusing Hartley of cheating him out of millions. Could this be a case of long-simmering resentment, finally boiling over? Reeves initially claimed to have been out of town on the night of the murder, but his alibi quickly fell apart under scrutiny. Cell phone records placed him in Millfield that evening, and a witness reported seeing his car parked near Hartley's home around the time of the killing. When confronted with this evidence, Reeves changed his story. He admitted to visiting Hartley that night, but insisted their meeting had been peaceful. According to Reeves, he had gone to confront his former partner about some incriminating documents he had recently uncovered, but he claimed Hartley was alive and well when he left. Was Reeves telling the truth? Or was he simply trying to cover his tracks? As detectives dug deeper, they made a startling discovery. Hidden in a secret compartment in Hartley's desk was a USB drive containing financial records that implicated not just Hartley, but several other prominent members of the community in a complex embezzlement scheme. Could one of these other individuals have learned of the evidence and taken drastic action to keep it from coming to light? The investigation took another turn when forensics results came back from the lab. DNA found under Hartley's fingernails did not match Reeves or any other known suspect. Instead, it pointed to an unexpected source. Karen Hartley, the victim's ex-wife. When questioned again, Karen broke down and confessed. She claimed she had gone to confront James about his continued refusal to increase her alimony payments. The argument had escalated, and in a moment of rage she had struck him with a heavy bookend from his desk. But there was a problem with Karen's confession. The DNA evidence suggested a male attacker, not a female one. Was she covering for someone else? As pressure mounted to make an arrest, Detective Chen couldn't shake the feeling that they were missing something crucial. She decided to take a closer look at the security camera footage from the night of the murder. Using advanced enhancement techniques, the team was able to isolate a small detail they had previously missed. The hooded figure approaching the house was wearing a distinctive watch, one that Detective Chen recognized. It belonged to Michael Hartley, the victim's son. When confronted, Michael initially denied any involvement, but faced with the mounting evidence against him, he finally cracked. He admitted to killing his father in a fit of rage after learning that he planned to cut Michael out of his will. The truth, it turned out, was even more complex than anyone had imagined. Michael had indeed gone to confront his father that night, but he hadn't acted alone. Thomas Reeves had provided him with the incriminating financial documents, hoping to use Michael as a pawn in his revenge scheme against James Hartley. Karen, upon discovering what her son had done, had attempted to cover for him by staging the scene and later confessing to the crime herself. In the end, both Michael Hartley and Thomas Reeves were arrested and charged with murder and conspiracy. Karen Hartley faced charges of obstruction of justice and tampering with evidence. The case sent shockwaves through Millfield, exposing long-buried secrets and shattering the town's idyllic facade. It served as a stark reminder that even in the quietest of communities, darkness can lurk just beneath the surface. As for the embezzlement scheme uncovered during the investigation, it led to a separate inquiry that would have far-reaching consequences for many of Millfield's most prominent citizens. The Hartley murder case would go down in history as one of the most complex and surprising investigations in the town's history. It was a testament to the persistence and skill of Detective Chen and her team, who refused to accept easy answers and kept digging until they uncovered the truth. In the years that followed, Millfield would struggle to come to terms with the events that had unfolded in their midst. The case served as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that the darkest secrets often hide in plain sight. For those involved in the investigation, the Hartley murder would remain a defining moment in their careers, a case that challenged their assumptions, tested their skills, and ultimately revealed the complex web of human motivations that can lead to tragedy. As for James Hartley himself, his legacy would forever be tainted by the revelations that emerged after his death. The man who had once been seen as a pillar of the community was revealed to have been at the center of a web of deceit and corruption. In the end, the case of the Millfield murder serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the truth is often far more complicated than it first appears, and that justice, while sometimes slow, has a way of eventually coming to light.